Coming up in this episode, Angus Crichton steps down from Rugby League with no return scheduled. Brazil captain World Cup Eve scare. And Herbie Farnworth makes his move for 2024. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel El Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Also, please remember I'm running a Buy Me a Coffee campaign where you can donate to the channel. In the future, we'll decide where that money goes. But for now, it's no obligation, and I do hope that you are considering donating to the cause. Anyway, we begin our episode down in Sydney as Roosters star Angus Crichton has stepped away from Rugby League for the time being. The Roosters second rower and Australia World Cup winners has stepped away from Rugby League while dealing with bipolar disorder, with no timeline given for his return to the NRL. Crichton's father confirmed on Thursday that the 27-year-old New South Wales State of Origin second rower was receiving treatment for the condition and was being fully supported. In a statement from provided to Nine News, he also requested privacy for his son. Angus is under appropriate professional support and treatment for medically diagnosed bipolar disorder, which he has been dealing with for some time, Charlie Crichton said. He is fully supported by his family, his management and the Sydney Roosters club as we work towards recovery. While no timeline has been set for his return to Rugby League, we will continue to trust his medical team and know those within the Rugby League community will respect his right to privacy. His Roosters teammate, captain and New South Wales Blues teammate James Tedesco this week said he has been in contact with his club, the state and Australian Test teammate to offer his support. It's important too. We've just been supporting him. He's going through something at the moment, Tedesco said. We can't really go into detail, but we're all supporting him and hopefully he can be back at training. He's an important part of our team. He was one of the best back rowers in the game last year, so we miss him and want him out there and playing with us. Crichton has played 141 NRL games for the Rabbitohs and Roosters, switching the clubs after the 2018 season. The 27-year-old has also played 11 State of Origin games and made 5 appearances for the Kangaroos. He was amongst the Kangaroos' most influential players that triumphed during the World Cup campaign in England last year. So this has come as a blow for the sporting term, but at the end of the day we need to get players into the right spaces so that they can play this tough sport and just to live their everyday lives. I wish Mr. Crichton all the best. Hopefully he gets what he needs from this period so that the process can be completed to get him into a place where he can be happy with himself all the time, or have the support network behind him if the condition is the only way that I can put it, I'm afraid, to get it right. Doesn't get the better of him. It has been seen to take turns for the worse, the bipolar disorder, but I'm sure he'll have all the support network, the friends, the family and also the medical help from the club as well as his own personal, so that he can be. Anyway, good luck Mr. Crichton, all the best. To say Brazil Rugby League is a fledgling nation in the international terms is quite an understatement, as the nation's women's team graced the Rugby League World Cup in 2022 with some flamboyancy that the sport sometimes needs. And one of those players that showed the flamboyancy was Maria Graf, the captain of the Brazil women's team, and she held a little bit of a secret during that tournament. She wasn't going to be deterred from playing. She has recently bravely opened up about being diagnosed with cancer on the eve of Brazil's Rugby League World Cup debut, and her dream is now of playing in Australia. The halfback played in a starring role last year for the Amazonas, who became the first South American nation to compete at the Rugby League World Cup. But just 2 days before the tournament began, she was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and since had a surgery to remove the thyroid in question. 2 days before the trip to the last training camp of the World Cup, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. 2 malignant tumours, Graf told Rugby League, Love Rugby League. It was a scare, but nothing to be afraid of. So now I had the total removal surgery and I do hormone replacement. A normal life. The Santa Catarina born playmaker only came across rugby league 5 years ago, and after experiencing life in England during the World Cup, she knows that she wants to chase her dream of playing on the other side of the world, down under in Australia. I'm going to Australia not only to play rugby, but to help in the development of the sport in Brazil in several ways, Graf added. Whether it's taking techniques, tactics from the game, or helping more games to do this exchange. Personally, I want to return to high performance sports as an athlete, and I want to then develop the professional career in the coaching staff as a coach, physical trainer, or a manager, always thinking about the development of sport in Brazil. Graf is a former soccer player, volleyball player, who also is a rugby union referee. Yet she hasn't spoke to an NRL women's club yet, but is hopeful to make a move down under this year. I haven't spoken to any NRLW clubs about the move. I prefer things to happen naturally, she added. Of course, informal and superficial contacts, but nothing concrete. It would be a beautiful opportunity, but all in time. Still, a lot to learn. Graf has indeed set her stall out to be able to play in Australia, as she set up a website, a fundraising page to cover the costs of the flight, visa and her studying, while also finding accommodation and money for living expenses. Graf's removal surgery delayed her decision to go to Australia, but she made up her mind now and is very keen to chase her dream playing down under in 2023. If you can, please donate to Graf's Australian dream, as more women playing rugby league brings more coverage, especially if it's a player from a different nation. I will put the link in the comment section below, so if you can, please. Me and young Graf here. So in our final story of the day, Herbie Farnworth has confirmed where his next destination for his future in rugby league will be, and that will be playing out of the Suncorp Stadium in 2024. But not for the Broncos. He has decided that he's going to make the move across town to the Redcliffe Dolphins for 2024 as Wayne Bennett gets his man. The Dolphins are now celebrating their biggest recent recruitment victory after signing the England international centre Farnworth from the Broncos on a 3-year deal. The 23-year-old will play out in this season with the Brisbane club, but will join the Dolphins next year, where he signed a contract until the end of the 2026 season. Dolphins coach Wayne Bennett has a long association with Farnworth and his uncle Brian Foley, the former Wigan Warriors development coach and recruiter, who brought his nephew to Australia to chase his NRL dream when he was a 17-year-old. Bennett told AAP that he was delighted to have Farnworth on board and was very pleased to have signed Herbie. Bennett said, "There's a lot of things I like about him. I watched him closely at the World Cup and he's a very talented player who can play fullback, centre or wing. His uncle Brian brought him over to Australia. He became part of our squad at the Broncos at the time and trained with us. I always knew he was always going to be a football player, and a really good one." The Dolphins were keen to sign Farnworth for 2023 and made overtures last year, but he elected to sign a one-year extension with Brisbane for this season coming up. Last year he thought he needed a bit more time to sort himself out about whether he was going to change clubs or stay at the Broncos, Bennett said. "He's coming back to us 12 months later and I'm elated. He knew me and I knew him. I think he felt the Dolphins were a good club to come to. We are only 12 months old, but there is a lot of stability at this joint." Herbie Farnworth is one of the long list of players that the Dolphins have had, with Bennett saying, "We've had some losses, but we've also had some wins." Farnworth is definitely one of those wins. He starred for England at last year's World Cup after enjoying a breakout season for the Broncos, which was cut short by only a bicep injury. And England benefited from Farnworth having that time off. Dolphins CEO Terry Reader said Farnworth's signature is a real goo. "We made a big play to get him for 2023 and just missed out. So, to now secure him on a long-term deal is a huge win for our club," Reader said. Herbie showed what a great player he can be in the NRL for the Broncos last year, before injury hampered him. To see him bounce back from that biceps injury at the end of last year demonstrates what a world-class performer he was amazing. On the other side of the fence, the Brisbane Broncos released a statement saying the Broncos centre Herbie Farnworth will remain a key part of the club's NRL squad for the 2023 season, with Kevin Walters saying he will respect Herbie's decision on the future and his upfront approach. He told them he would let the Broncos know before round one, and he was true on that. Walters continued, "That's all out of the way now and we can move forward without that as a distraction. We know that Herbie will give everything he's got for his teammates and for the Broncos jersey over 2023 season. We're in a fortunate position with some great talent in the centres here at Broncos, led by Tony Staggs and Herbie, but also Dean Mariner and Selwyn Cobbo coming through. Jesse Arthur's is back with us, and DeLuise Hoyter provides really good depth in that position." In the same statement, Farnworth said it was a tough decision to make, but he's a Bronco until the end of the season and will give 100% every time he pulls on a Broncos jersey. "I've played a lot of football with a lot of guys in this team and owe it to them to make sure that we go as far as we can this season. We've put in really strong pre-season and worked incredibly hard, so I'm excited to see what we can do together in 2023. The Burnley-born Englishman has played 53 games since 2019 for the Brisbane Broncos and has scored 19 tries and 14 goals with the club. He's played 4 and scored 3 for England as well in his short career, and moves on to the Dolphins, looking to help a rugby league side that is going through a transformation, as well as go to a championship winning coach in Wayne Bennett. to see if he can get success. Don't know what the Broncos think of it as a fans. What do you think? And put it in the comments section below to tell me what your thoughts are. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's open for business, but please be respectful as always. I appreciate all the conversations that you guys have with me, and I want to keep that going as we like to have a sensible discourse about rugby league. Tell me what your thoughts are on the 3 stories. Herbie Farnworth going to the Dolphins in their year 2. Maria Graf looking for help to get to Australia to play NRLW. And also Angus Crichton. Hopefully you can show him his support, all your support, because he deserves it. Everyone deserves it in those sort of situations. All the love can only help. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I'll end the episode as I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.